Muted. Okay, everybody. Give a warm welcome to our homie Rav. He's gonna come teach us how to play Warrior. Hey, what's up, bud?
Oh, how's it going, man?
I'm great. No, another day in paradise. Except for it's really dark out now because of daylight savings last night.
Oh yeah, it gets pretty dangerous.
Yeah, dude, I got off work and I was like, it's already dark outside? It didn't get dark out till 9 p.m. yesterday. It's only 5.
It does that, man. What daylight does.
Yeah.
I'll be quite honest with you.
Okay.
Totally forgot about today.
Oh, dude, it happens. Honestly, it's fine. We'll just go over some things.
Oh no, I got time. I just totally forgot that.
Yeah. I've got about an hour of training until I have to put this training to the test. Okay, Rav?
What are you doing tonight for your training?
Tonight, we are teaching people last tier Savage.
Last tier Savage.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I will go ahead and include some last tier opener optimizations then.
Oh, I mean, you do whatever you want.
This tier, they're a little different. Last tier was a little different as far as openers go. Only the damage you take was different. Nothing else is different.
Chat, is his audio fine? Is the audio balance good? Someone let us know. So what I'm really wanting to do here, let me put this all in the right place for chat. What I'm really wanting to do here is I've got my own little notepad here, and I just want to. My goal right now is just to learn the job and get super comfortable on it so that I can prog on it. Because on Aether, I want to prog on Warrior next year.
Beautiful. And
I miss playing tank because I actually tanked last year. I played Paladin. That's like what I learned to play the game on. And yeah, I want to play Warrior this next year just because I want to learn. I like eventually want to learn all the jobs, you know, and like get proficient at all of them. That's like kind of a soft goal of mine. So yeah, Warrior's next on the list.
All right. Well, yeah, I know, Fed. I see you ready. I got some stuff to prepare for you as well. So let me first show you the optimal rotation for Warrior.
Okay.
Right? This is your goal every time. I'll share some links over here.
Okay.
All right, so this is your goal. That is exactly your goal, but you can't hit this ever. But this is what you want.
You can't hit this ever, but this is what you want. I see a lot of inner releases in a very short amount of time. Maybe you can teach me. Maybe you could teach me a thing or two about how to.
I'm still trying to sort that out myself.
Okay.
For now, I don't think it's doable. So we're gonna go with what currently is doable right now in the Warrior meta.
All right. Are you sure this isn't good? Because like I kind of like what we've got going on here.
Dude, I really want the first one. Every time I play Warrior, I'm like, today's the day I can back-to-back IR. Today's nope. Okay, back to normal.
All right, for real this time.
All right. All right. So a couple of things here. This is my own. So there's a little room to play with over here. Okay, and by playing I mean you got. Let's go over the potion over here. All right. The basic opener is simple enough. Let's go over why I potion here after a Storm's Eye than instead of before.
Okay.
All right. As you can see, the final GCD is Fell Cleave. That actually is in your potion. So that's your final potion to GCD. This is
okay, so this is everything that's under your potion.
Yeah, this is why I do potion after Storm's Eye, because it gets that last Fell Cleave now. And this covers GCD 2.43 and slower. Or 2.43 and faster. 2.43 and faster.
Okay, yeah, I've been doing I've only been playing it for a couple days, and I've been doing like 2.37 or 8.
Okay, that was the gold standard for Warrior up until this last patch.
Okay.
Because now that IR grants you 15 seconds of Storm's Eye, you have a little bit more freedom with what your GCD can be.
Okay.
The reason you wanted 2.38, 2.37 before is that some of your Storm's Eye refreshes would be a little awkward without that skill speed. But now you can go a little slower
Okay.
and have
Yeah,
more
yeah.
points in crit, more points in dead.
Okay.
And not, yeah.
And it's not like, because wasn't that for the extra fell cleave in the IR window? Isn't that not what that was about?
Well, no, you're still gonna get all 5 in the IR window. As
Okay,
you see
okay.
here. You're guaranteed all 5 at 2.44, but it's tricky. So I recommend going between 2.4 to 2.43 as you're comfortable. Right
Okay.
now, my build on Warrior is at 2.4.
Gotcha. All right. So maybe I'll slow mine down a little bit. Okay. That's with some melds. I mean, I'm only using crafted gear right now, at least on Aether. That's
Okay.
all I have.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Deal with what you got.
Yep.
2.37, 2.3 is a great place to start as you learn the rotation. So let me go over if you're going to be teaching last here. So if you check this out, you'll see after the Tomahawk there's an Infuriate, right?
Yes. So you
And
do that
then-
early Infuriate just to get it on cooldown because you have 2 charges.
You want that cooldown. You want that cooldown ready.
I actually wasn't doing that. I didn't think of that. That's actually super smart.
It's the very first thing you do every time is get that Infuriate off.
Okay.
This is why of all pull tanks, Warriors are the ones that get peeved the most at an early pull, because since you're not in aggro, you can't Infuriate, so you're gonna miss that Infuriate off global. When that happens to me, I run straight off. I'm like, guys, please. All right. If it's like a 0.5 early pull, it's still doable. But if
That
it's
makes
like
sense.
a over 1, like, nah, dude, you just denied me all this stuff. Right. So I'm gonna highlight. I had this highlighted for you here. This is your burst, plus or minus an inner chaos before or after, depending on where you are in your rotation.
Okay.
All right, so obviously that's your IR, right?
Yeah, your
Plus the inner
IR.
chaos.
So you do that.
So this is your burst. This is your 10 seconds of burst if it's just IR, 12 to 13 if you're including the inner chaos before or at the end of this, which you're gonna have one. You typically.
So usually you're gonna have one there. Do you want to make sure you have one there?
Usually you will, depending on your rotation. The rule of thumb is if your Infuriate is already on 1 stack, right?
Yes.
And you have 40 seconds left to get your second stack, you should exhaust that stack before you do IR. Otherwise, you might run the risk of clipping into the timer.
Okay. Wait.
So
that's actually okay. So basically, if I have 40 seconds or more left until IR, I just use it?
No, 40 seconds or left or more on the cooldown of Infuriate.
Infuriate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
You're gonna use it if you're going into IR before you start IR.
Gotcha.
But generally, you're gonna want to like sort that out beforehand, so you don't clip the IR GCD too bad.
Yeah. Because that's so just to like surface level off of the few polls that I've done, the few because I last night I did a couple runs on 5S just to like just to feel it out. And the things that I totally didn't get are when exactly to refresh your buff, because now it like stacks up, so I guess it's more free than it was before, right?
Yeah, exactly. So no matter how badly your rotation is messed up right now, let's say you just did a Storm's Path, IR is up, you got 1 second left on Storm's Eye.
Okay.
IR gives you 15 seconds now. That is enough time to finish your IR and reapply a Storm's Eye real quick before you do anything else. So you have total freedom to IR in between any GCD now, no matter what.
Okay. Quick. So, wait. So you could just. So you just like you just run it as long as you.
So that's like for like top tier optimization. You're gonna use your inner chaos when you see like some buffs like devotion up, some buffs like trick attack. Because generally, your IR is not gonna be in trick attack for the most part. So
I noticed that.
You see a trick attack, you're like, okay, let me go ahead and pop this Infuriate and throw an inner chaos on there. You know.
Okay. All
That's
right.
like small optimizations like that. Doesn't really help you too much. It won't change your parse, but it's overall
Yeah,
RDPS
it's
will
more
go up.
damage.
Right. So just a couple things to keep in mind. So
Okay.
as you know, one of the buffs from Infuriate that was given in Stormblood is every time you use a Fell Cleave or a Decimate and it lands, you get your cooldown on Infuriate goes down by 5 seconds.
Okay.
So during IR, you got 10 seconds of 5 GCD, so that's 35 seconds. That's gonna go down during IR.
Okay. Yeah.
So you
Okay.
see how you can run the risk if you
Yeah.
do
Yeah. Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
more. Yeah. So 40 is the safe spot. That's like you have
Okay.
1 or 2 GCDs of a buffer there.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. And then the other, so there's that, and yeah, it's basically Infuriate and Storm's Eye are like the two like seemingly open-ended like things for me. Like I like the optimal places or like the smart places to use those.
Mm-hmm.
But after hearing all that, a little bit more sense to me.
Yeah. So the rule of thumb is if you got like 20 seconds on Storm's Eye, go ahead and reapply it.
Okay.
If not, you're gonna be doing Storm's Path, and that's like the super big rule of thumb right now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So 20 seconds is around the sweet spot. I'm assuming unless there's like a raid buff up. Storm's Path.
Right, right. Which is why you kind of hold on to a Infuriate just in case, so you can just throw something on there.
Gotcha, gotcha.
You also want to hold on to Infuriate because if you want to self-heal, that's your biggest tool. You're gonna Nascent, and then you're gonna Infuriate with a Inner Chaos. That's your self-heal right there. That's how you start healing yourself, and that's how you start playing Warrior like the right way.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
We'll go more into that a little bit more in a few more minutes. Kind of want to just tickle your brain on the rotation, like general guidelines for now, before
Okay.
we go into the.
Yeah, totally. Give me the rules.
Let's see what else. That covers most of that. One more thing. Do not IR if Storm's Eye is above 45 seconds. Or do your best not to let your Storm's Eye line up at that point where it's going to have 45 seconds, more than 45 seconds, and you IR. Now you're wasting seconds of your 15-second buff on IR to Storm's Eye.
Oh, because the IR gives you extends
Yeah.
it. Oh, that's actually I'm gonna actually.
Mm-hmm.
IR with. How much? How many? Is it 45?
More than 45. 45 is perfect, so just don't do it with more. I guess 50. 50 would be a nice safe spot right there.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
If you do end up at 50 seconds on Storm's Eye and IR is coming up, this is where you blow Infuriate and do the Inner Chaos to kind of delay that just a little bit.
Yeah.
Needed.
Totally.
That's what one of those things will help you out with.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Dick. And then I was also like, we're going over all this, and whatever you have prepped, we'll keep going down this route. But at some point, also like some general tank things. Like, so I've tanked a little bit. I know like I know how to use cooldowns in general, but like the differences, like when to use which ones, the warrior specific one. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Like the differences between using, I don't know, some of the healing ones, because I'm used to Paladin. That's the only tank I've ever really played. I mean, I played like Gunbreaker casually, but like not like a pro, like not trying to prog on it or anything like that.
That's fine.
So that's a big thing with me, is also like which cooldowns are good for what, and I guess it depends on a fight basis, but like there are any general rules on the warrior cooldowns?
One rule, which is a DPS gain, is in your opener you want to throw Vengeance in there somewhere before IR. That way, so you get the Vengeance reflects damage taken back, but only physical damage.
Okay.
So what it'll do is your reflected damage back in IR will be directed at crits as well.
I did not even realize that.
It's a small little optimization. It doesn't work this tier that good because most bosses open with a long AoE cast.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge gain this tier. Although last tier it does work quite a bit more, which is why I was gonna get into the last tier stuff a little bit later.
Gotcha.
So let's talk real quick. So a big conversation in Warriors is, do you raw intuition or do you nascent flash?
So you said we were talking about nascent flash.
Nascent flash versus raw intuition. What is the benefit between them, right?
Yes. This was a big thing. This when I was last said, I was like, what do I do with these buttons?
Okay, so I'm just gonna strictly talk this tier.
Okay.
Only because I don't remember the HP values for last tier. So
that's fine.
This tier right now, an inner chaos with nascent flash, right? And you're allowed 3 GCDs in nascent flash, okay? An inner chaos will self heal you for 30k, and then plus whatever your auto attacks are, and your next 2 GCDs and off globals there as well. Okay.
Roger that.
So 30k, and I'm just gonna throw out 6k, 6k, and 4k, right? The 2 6ks are your GCDs, whether it's a Fell Cleave or a Storm's Path. Usually you want one of those 2 as well. You know what? Let's go a little bit lower, right? Let's do 3 5ks, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
two of them will be GCDs. 2 will be GCDs, and then 1 will be the combination of your off global and your auto attacks.
Roger that.
This is on the low scale, right?
Yeah,
so 30 plus 15, so you have 45k self heal for that. Generally, the argument for raw intuition is you're better off mitigating the damage than healing it. But my argument for nascent flash is you're better off healing the damage off than mitigating it, because raw intuition is only a gain over nascent flash at above a hit that's gonna do about 255k damage.
Okay.
So let's.
So what I'm hearing is just use nascent flash.
Ifrit tank, but the Ifrit tank buster, right? The uppercut, I believe, is 210.
Okay.
I think I'm mitigating.
Okay.
Double slap from Shiva is 240. You know, that one's arguable. Like, okay, go ahead and raw intuition that if you're not gonna home gang it, but let's be real, you're gonna home gang it. So who cares about raw?
Yes. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay. So realistically speaking,
okay.
There's your argument. Okay.
I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that big a difference.
The argument. You break it down, right? What's the math, right? 200k damage. That's so 20% of 200k is 40,000, right?
Yeah.
Our math right now already covers that.
Yes.
And there's not many hits that's gonna do that, ever.
Oh. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's actually super nice. So just what was our sweet spot number that we put here, just so I can put it down?
255k.
Okay.
Exceeding 255k.
So nascent flash, press that button.
Yes.
Basically, what I'm hearing. So when do you use that? Because you use it on yourself now. Do you always use it on someone else, or do you usually use it on yourself? Like, what am I doing here?
Okay, so my basic macro for my nascent flash is on target 2. So
you're
in 8-man content, which is X primals, normal raid, savage raids, that's going to be the other tank, which is perfectly fine. If the other tank's tanking, then you're mitigating for them and healing them. If you're tanking, well, you just need a target, and why not the other tank, right?
Yes.
You could use it as like a crutch to give somebody some mitigation if they're gonna die to damage.
Okay.
But you know, that's a situational thing. I wouldn't worry too much about it. So I'll go ahead and send you the macro I use for NASA, and I'll walk over what it does.
Okay. That'll be useful because I play on controller, so as many macros as I can get.
Alright, so it's just going to be everything between the underlines.
Focus target. Actually just gonna copy paste this into my doc. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? That's the wrong one. Hold on. I knew I gave you the wrong one. That's the other one I used to use. I'm going to edit it. You just have to recopy it.
That's fine. What is
Ah, god damn it.
You know, you let me know when it's fixed. When it's fixed.
It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there.
Thank you.
Target PC is just target the nearest ally to you.
Oh, okay. But we're switching instead. It's target.
Yeah, we're switching it, so it's gonna be target 2.
Roger that.
You can delete the last line on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
All right, so this will always target the tank in 8-player content.
Okay.
In 4-player content, so dungeons, this will target the healer, which is fine. They get hit, you heal them, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And they can also see that you're healing yourself because they're gonna get half of that on themselves. They're gonna be like, okay, this guy's cool for a little bit. Little thing. So, So this macro will do 3 actions. Okay. This macro will. Yo, can we
Burger and fries, dog.
Can we take a food break? I'm gonna make some chili later, man.
Well, let's get through this, and then you can eat all the chili you want. I'm gonna hold off from eating this burger, just because I'm on a little bit of a time crunch.
Yeah. All right. So, what this macro will do is, first of all, you will not change your target ever. All right. You're targeting the boss or the ad, whatever. You hit the macro. The macro is going to target the second player on your list.
Okay.
Give them nascent, and it's going to switch back to your target.
Oh, it'll switch back to the boss.
Yeah, it'll switch back to the boss automatically, as long as you have it focus targeted.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
Big fan of that.
So 1 button, 3 actions.
Perfect. Might as well. No, never mind. I was gonna say might as well just put the combo on there while we're at it.
Yeah, why?
That's the meme I usually say when people ask me how to play Dragoon. I'm like, well, first you gotta put your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all on a macro.
Oh no.
That's the first step.
You know, I have a Dragon Sight macro that I use as a basis for this nascent flash macro. It does the same thing with Dragon Sight.
That's what. Yeah, except for it doesn't have to target back to the boss. Oh wait, no, yeah, it does. I use the same exact macro, but a little bit different.
I think it's a little different.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a little different, but it's pretty much the same macro. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe there's another macro that's better designed than this. I never looked into it. I'm like, this works for me.
Yeah.
But if feel free to convert your Dragon Sight macro to this if you need to.
Yeah. Good idea.
Let's see here. Okay, so that covers a couple of things here. I can go back to another use for raw intuition.
Okay.
You can use it if, let's say, the boss isn't targetable. Something like E7S right now.
Mm-hmm.
The big AoE's coming
Oh
after the ad.
yeah.
Burn it, throw it into shake it off. Why not?
True. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It'll be back up by the time you need it again.
Also, shake it. Yeah. Okay. So that's what you would use it for the extra shake it.
Yeah, the extra 2%. Also, shake it off is now a total of starting at 15% of their HP now.
So this is wrong on this website.
Yeah, it's dated.
Way to go, XIV rotations.
Yeah, so it'll give a nice little comfiness. Nothing crazy. Extra 4, 5, 6k shield, maybe 7k, something like that.
Dude, my first impression on Shake It is that it's like amazing. It seems really good.
It's the best for a single hit AoE.
Yeah.
It is absolutely the best.
It seems dummy good. Okay, what else do I got here? I'm sure you got some more stuff, but what questions did I have? Oh, I mean,
we were talking mitigation, and we just started.
Yes, mitigation. That's where I was at. Yeah.
So, as far as everything else, let's say there's a high damage area, right? Lots of AoEs going off. At the same time, you're taking auto, something like that, right? For that, Thrill is actually very good to use. Because what it does is it buffs all incoming healing, as long as it's a GCD heal, into you.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And a nice combo you can do with Thrill is Nascent.
So you increase your max HP, and the healing come. That's what it does. Yeah. Okay. Increases max
give
HP.
me one sec.
You're good. Usually burn Thrill Battle for large raid wides. Okay. I think he was saying tank busters.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm back. So
I was talking with chat. So you use Thrill when again?
For like, if there's like not exactly raid wides, but there's a lot of damage going off into the party, and you're taking
general
autos during that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
One example of this in the current tier would be Thunderstorm and Ramu, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Even in one of those, there's a tank buster, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
what this will do, and I'll break it down a little bit for you, a little bit. Yes, Thrill does go into Shake It Off, but generally, that's not going to be your best use of Thrill. So Thrill increasing your max HP. It also heals you for the amount that it increases by. Increases incoming healing going into you. Any GCD heal, any Medica 2, any Regen, any Solace.
Oh, so including Nascent Flash?
It won't buff Nascent Flash.
Okay.
It won't buff Nascent Flash, but what Nascent Flash is going to do is you're going to start self-healing yourself while healers get their shit together and like start doing their GCD heals.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Another thing you can do at Thrill of Battle, anytime when it's active, when you feel your HP is less than 75%, maybe 60%, use Equilibrium. Thrill of Battle will buff your Equilibrium heal.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. Big brain.
Yeah. So if you use that in that window, that'll be great. That'll be like super.
So that's an extra 20%. So, well, am I stupid? So it's 1500 heal, right? Oh god. Oh, I can't quick math. Shit. Calculate. Okay, so the potency is that, and then it's times. Oh shit, is it? Oh god.
Times 1.2. Times 1.2.
1.2. Yeah. Okay, 1440. Okay, so that. Okay.
So that's your potency. Now
Extra 240 potency on the heal.
And if it crits, oh man, it's.
yeah. That's okay. All right.
So that's like something small, right? Because you're not really mitigating damage, but what you're doing is increasing the odds that you're going to get a slightly stronger heal.
Yes.
You use Nascent to start healing off some of that damage you're getting. You use Equilibrium to heal yourself off even further from there.
Okay.
And as long as you got the timing right, or a good enough timing where you're going to live, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think 10 seconds is a pretty good window for that. So that's something very small. I would recommend using Rampart. Honestly, mitigate auto attacks.
Rampart for autos?
Literally. Find heavy auto phases, just like the spot where you would use Thrill Battle. Let's say you don't have Thrill Battle, but you have Rampart, so you'll use Rampart for that instead.
Oh fuck, connection server was lost. Let me log back in. I didn't press any buttons. Wait, that doesn't usually happen when I don't press buttons.
No, you just got yeeted.
That's fucked up.
Xeno's got you back for that one.
Oh my god. I was posed so cool. I put on my warrior glam. Wait, I'm not properly logged out. Alright, game. Well, we're waiting in queue, chat. Luckily, that's not all that's on the screen. Hey, good evening, Alter Ego. Good to see you. Hope everyone chat's having a good time. Once again, if you don't know, what's going on, we're talking to Rav. He's a warrior god. What are your warrior accomplishments, Rav?
Warrior accomplishments?
Yeah.
I am the only warrior in the world that can hit basically all their cooldowns at the most efficient times. Maximum self-healing, maximum DPS at all times, every pull, every time.
Every pull,
a lot
every
of
time.
warriors will get 2 out of 3. I hit all 3 every time.
Okay, alright, so consistency above all else.
I don't sacrifice one for the other, ever.
You know what, I respect that because I'm sick of these warriors. Not saying any names, I'm sick of these Bellcleave Andes. No, I actually think tanking, part of the fun of tanking is the balance. I think that's where it's fun. Because I mean, let's be real, tank rotations, like, yeah, they're cool and all, but if you want to press buttons, just play DPS, dude.
Also, hope you don't mind, I want to respond a little bit to what I see here in the chat.
Go for it.
as far as Reprisal goes, Reprisal is a great tool.
Mhm.
I do. It's very situational. There are a few situations where I'll use it literally just to mitigate autos. Typically you'll have 2 tanks, so Reprisal uptime is actually pretty good on its own already.
Yeah. This is
One
assuming
spot,
like Savage. Obviously, Ultimate's its own.
assuming
Ultimate's
Savage,
its
yeah,
own thing where you're mapping shit. So.
usually one tank would be able to Reprisal most of the AoEs for raid wides. As far as raid wides go, one tank can cover all of them. So you can use Reprisal for mitigating some autos for situations like Thriller Battle, right, where you want to mitigate some autos coming into you.
Okay.
Just keep in mind it doesn't work for. There's different damage types in the game. It won't work for like environmental damage, right?
Okay.
An example of environmental damage would be the enumerations in E6S, right? In Garuda, that's environmental damage. You
Which
can't
ones are the
Reprisal that.
enumerations?
It's the 2 stacks. The 2 stacks for our.
Oh,
everybody.
okay. Yeah. The bumps or whatever. The like.
Yeah,
the blue thingies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
won't. Reprisal won't work for stuff like that. Thrill will.
Okay.
Rampart will, because those are all on self.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
So don't use it on shit like that.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. You can Hail Mary it, but it's not gonna work.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right, so Vengeance. Let's go on to another cooldown.
Vengeance.
Right? Now that's your big boy.
Vengeance.
That's your big boy.
It's even
cooldown.
got a cool name.
It really does. It's the best tank cooldown that there is outside of Inbones.
It's I mean,
This is your big boy. You pair up Vengeance. For most tank buses in this game right now, outside of Ultimates, Vengeance alone is enough for every single one of them.
Okay. That's just a like flat out.
Flat out, you're gonna mitigate. We'll go more on Vengeance DPS optimizations maybe on a later date, or towards the end if we need to.
Yeah,
but
so
that's your big boy.
While I have you here, I was thinking, and what we might end up doing here is I might put this on YouTube, and then I will practice a little bit, and maybe we can come back to this in like a month, and we can do like, if I have any more questions,
or even
comments,
like 2 weeks or week to week.
Yeah. We could do something, because I'd like to train on Warrior, but I also I feel like this might be a cool idea to do with other jobs, because like I said, I kind of want to learn them all. So after I feel comfortable Warrior, after I've done with the tier, I might, mess around with some other jobs, find some other people.
I can cover Gunbreaker for that as well.
Gunbreaker, okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Dark Knight as well. Mika, she's got you on Paladin.
Paladin.
Yeah, you're on Paladin, you talk to Mika.
Roger that. And I mean, I kind of, passing interest in Black Mage. So I mean, if one Sachi Mori wants to classes in session sometime.
Just be a Blizzard 4 mage. Forget it, man. Infinite DPS.
Okay. So Vengeance, you like that shit? That's got me covered on a tank buster, like in any Savage tank buster, pretty much.
For the most part, except the only one, I guess.
Like double slap.
The Shiva tank busters, they're all inbound, so like.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. There's only 2 in the fight. Yeah, there's 2. So it doesn't matter. Like you can home meet them both.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's your big boy. You could also pair Vengeance with like a Thrill. Usually I pair Vengeance with like a Nascent to begin the self-healing process immediately.
Okay.
And as you know, you always try and pair Nascent with an Infuriate for an IC or an AoE and Chaotic Cyclone, whatever. But pair it with your Infuriate.
Okay. Just while I'm here, while Chaotic Cyclone's been brought up, is there any situation, like I know on Gunbreaker, you'd like it, like when Ifrit Garuda both drop down, you can get a GCD where that's higher potency to use the Gunbreaker spender. Is that the same for Chaotic Cyclone?
They butchered Warrior into Shadowbringers, where you no longer benefit potency wise.
Because what I'm seeing here is Inner Chaos is 920 and this is 400 all nearby, so it wouldn't even be a potency gain.
Nah, not for 2 targets. So 3 targets, yes.
3 targets, yes. But okay, Roger that.
3 plus only. 2 is none. So same with Decimate. Decimate won't work on 2 as well either.
All right. That's good to know, actually. But 3+, so 3+ is like the sweet spot.
3+ is the sweet spot.
Yeah. Okay. Because yeah, Decimate, that'd be 750 on 3 targets as opposed to 590 Fell Cleave. All right. Makes sense. AoE seems pretty simple then.
Yeah. Another thing to go touch back on the Nascent Flash, like
Absolutely.
in an AoE scenario, that Nascent Flash is gonna heal you for way more than Raw is gonna mitigate for you, especially if you have Chaotic Cyclone.
Okay. Yeah.
You're looking at bending yourself for like 3 GCDs basically.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. All right. Well, this is starting to make more sense on the mitigation side, for sure.
Warrior prevails mostly with self heals, which is why most of your mitigation is going to be your self heals, and then you use your big boys, Vengeance, for the tank busters. Rampart, if you mess up your rotation and you have it up, like okay, that's fine for a tank buster as well, but you're gonna want to pair it with a reprisal or a thrill, possibly depending on the situation.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So let's touch this opener a little bit.
A
couple of rotation stuff. I don't have another link for you, but what I am gonna kind of point your eyes at in that opener is with your current ping, are you able to double weave?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have 40 or 30, between 30 and 40. So.
Beautiful. So you can ignore a double weave with the Infuriate. Usually that's going to be a little bit of a late start. You don't have to double weave there. But if you see here after Heavy Swing and Maim, you have a total of 4 off GCD slots.
Okay, yeah.
Right? That is up to your discretion on what you feel that you'll need. I recommend Nascent before Storm's Eye if you're doing Eden's Gate stuff.
Okay.
It's really great there. What it's gonna do is it's gonna cover your inner chaos and the first hit of your first Fell Cleave and IR.
Okay. Is there anything else that we should go over at this time? So also,
real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead and finish your thought.
I was just gonna say some tank, just any tank in general tips. Like moving bosses properly without losing GCD, shit like that. Like
so stuff like that comes with practice. As long as you plan out your movement in between your GCD, so you're kind of doing like a rubber band effect, right? You go out, you come back in. You go out, you come back in. The further that you're comfortable with going out, the closer the boss will move to you and get that movement ready quicker, right? Because what you want to do is get the movement down almost as quick as possible. You don't want to go too fast because you don't want melees to have their GCDs clip too much if they don't expect like a quick movement. So generally you don't want to sprint that often. But just get used to that rubber band going in and going back out.
Go in and out.
Go in and going back out.
Okay.
Go GCD, go out. As your GCD is coming back up, go back in.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what I was doing already.
Yeah, so that's the core. That comes with practice and comfort. Different bosses have different. Some stick to you like a magnet, and some don't. And it's really goddamn annoying. But you got to learn to figure out which ones do.
Yeah, there's certain spots that I've noticed tanks struggle with. Like, for example, this tier 5S, after the knockback, you know what I'm talking about? After the knockback where there's like a tank buster and a raid wide or something, I always have tanks struggling to move him back to the center. But last night I did it, and I didn't really struggle to do it, so I don't know what they're doing.
I'll tell you the tank that struggles the most with them.
Okay.
It's Gunbreaker.
I was on Warrior, so.
Gunbreaker is in Gnashing Fang after that knockback. And during Gnashing Fang, Gunbreaker is not moving. They're just not. Um, but yeah, so that's with comfort. That comes with time. If you go back to the opener,
I'm on it.
so if you look at after Infuriate, you're looking at Heavy Swing and Main.
And
You have
main.
spots in there for off globals.
Yes, do.
You can vengeance anywhere in these if it's a physical boss, like
Oh,
a
okay,
physical
yeah,
auto
yeah.
attack boss,
Gotcha.
to have it last into IR. If
Okay,
not, this tier it's not likely. Ramu's all magic. And every boss immediately starts casting a raid wide, so it's not gonna work out for
gotcha. Okay,
and here's where I would usually rampart to start kind of mitigating some of the autos coming in.
okay,
But generally, if you can vengeance, do vengeance. If not, you'll do rampart, or you can even do an Nascent Flash in there somewhere, or Ron Tuition if you really just want the Ron Tuition. And this is also where you would throw Shake It Off and Reprisal as well if you really need to.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Although I normally pair Reprisal with the IR. It works in this opener. Reprisal into IR will work for every opening boss raid wide AOE.
Okay, all right, that's actually big. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah. For this tier, it works for every boss opener raid wide.
Okay.
You could do it the same off global that you use IR, so you know how you have two.
Yeah. So after the Inner
IR.
Chaos, Reprisal IR.
Yep. Exactly.
Makes sense.
It works for every single boss this tier. You might think it doesn't when you get there, but when you do it, it works.
Okay. All right, Rev. I am going to. I will follow up with you tonight. I'm gonna practice Warrior. I'll practice it for a couple weeks or so, and I'll follow up with you about this. We'll do another stream. I might put this on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Just to help the people.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming to my TED Talks.
Oh, do you think? Oh, one more thing before you leave. I need some Warrior Glam. I mean, as you can see, I'm just using the Stormblood Glam, but like any glam pieces that you love for Warrior, I need it. This is important. This is important stuff.
You see this right here that I got?
I see you have a specific outfit.
You want Warrior actual glam? I do like the visor from that outfit you have.
This visor is super cool.
I'm a huge fan of that visor. Actually, I used to use that glam for a good while. Definitely one of my favorite Warrior glams. Weapon doesn't matter too much. You already got the.
I got this. I got. No, it's not the relic. This is the Suzaku one.
Suzaku, yeah. So like you're set with that.
Yeah. I needed something with flames, but I couldn't do the Ifrit one. It was too basic.
Yeah, no, the Ifrit doesn't do any justice.
And you know, maybe one of these days I'll become a legend on Aether and I can use one of those cool weapons, but that's probably not for a while.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll probably clear Ultima relatively well on Aether.
Yeah, as soon as I get it done on Crystal, I might see about getting a group on Aether just to do it. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna dip out a call. Thank you for hanging out. I do super appreciate it, guys. If you don't know Rav, he streams at twitch.tv/RavOut. And he also streams at twitch.tv/SachiHimori.
Gotta give Sachi, yeah.
Is there any other stream related shoutouts you need to make? I think we covered our bases.
I think that covers the bases. You know, you got Sachi in there.
Yeah. All right, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Go eat your food. I've been eyeing this burger and these fries, but I've tried to be good and nice, a host to your guest, your nice guest-age, you know. So I have held off from you, but I gotta eat.
All right, man. You enjoy your grub. I'm gonna go fix something else.
All right, you got it. Later, dude.
I'll catch you next time.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That was Rav. What a nice guy. I can't believe he butchered the opener. Rav out. That's a good catchphrase.